welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Becky, and today I want to talk about a comment I recently saw on my YouTube. This is the full comment. I'll post it here. It says something along the lines of, ballerinas look the way they do for a reason. Fat girls shouldn't do ballet. I'm just being brutally honest. And I see comments like this a lot, and honestly, they're really hurtful. But more importantly, they're historically and culturally wrong. So today, let's unpack the history of ballet, how body size ideals have developed, and why this kind of fat phobia is also deeply elitist. This comment claimed they were being brutally honest, but let's actually be honest about ballet, its history, the harmful myths we've built around who gets to belong and dance this art form. Because as I thought more about this comment, it wasn't just fat phobic, it was elitist, and it's rooted in a very narrow, very recent idea of what ballet is supposed to be. So let's start. In the beginning.
Yeah.
Ballet began in the Italian Renaissance courts in the 15th century, and it was performative, ceremonial, and a social dance for the nobility, men and women. Performed by nobles and courtiers, it flourished in the French courts, especially under King Louis XIV, who founded the first ballet academy in 1661. Under Louis XIV, ballet was political theater, and it was a tool of control over the aristocracy. It was a form of entertainment, not a professional sport or a career for dancers. Body ideals were not the focus. Dancers were nobles, not professionals, and body diversity was inherent. Costumes and roles often favored grandeur and storytelling over strict body ideals. Dancers came in many shapes and sizes. At this time, ballet was less about physical perfection and definitely more about your social status. You danced because you were born into it, not because you had the body or you fit the mold. In the 18th and 19th centuries, ballet moved from the courts to the stage. Companies were formed, dancers were now considered professionals, often working class or lower class women, performing for upper class audiences. Clock it. The romantic ballet, think Giselle, La Sylphide, lightness and being ethereal, but not yet the extreme thinness we associate with ballet today. Famous dancers like Marie Taglioni, Fanny Essler, they had very different body types. The myth of the perfect ballerina body still didn't exist. Audiences praised grace, expression, technique, not your body size. Enter George Balanchine. In the mid-20th century, George Balanchine, the founder of New York City Ballet, introduced a new aesthetic. Ultra-thin, long-limbed dancers with hyper-flexibility. He famously said, "Ballet is woman," but treated female dancers like clay, shaping their bodies to fit his vision. His dancers were pressured to be extremely thin. Many developed eating disorders. This Balanchine body became the dominant Western ballet ideal. And it was here that fat phobia became institutional. And it's where we start to see body size used as a barrier, not just to casting, but in access to training and respect. Ballet has long been seen as a high art form, often tied to wealth, whiteness, and exclusivity. What started as an art for the aristocracy and a marker of social status has a legacy of elitism that still affects who gets access to ballet training and stages today. Tuition, point shoes, audition fees, it's expensive and often inaccessible. When people say, "You don't look like a ballerina," they're often unconsciously saying, "You don't look upper class enough," or "You don't look white enough," or "You don't look thin enough." Ballet schools and companies now often have missions to reach and reflect society as a whole. Many programs focus on community outreach, education, making ballet accessible to people from all backgrounds. Different schools of ballet, like the Russian Vaganova method, or the French school, or even Balanchine's neoclassical style, all aim to train dancers who will bring ballet to broad audiences, not just the elite few. That said, ballet training can still be expensive and financially out of reach for many families, which means there still is work to do to truly democratize the art form. Funded oriented and socially focused now shows just how much it has moved beyond its aristocratic roots. It belongs to everyone, and it's time for the culture around who belongs to ballet to reflect that. So, to wrap this up, the idea of a single perfect ballerina body is not some natural or timeless truth. It's a social contract that's been shaped by history, culture, and elitism. Ballet started as an art form for the privileged, but today, thanks to public funding, evolving attitudes, and increasing accessibility, it's welcoming to all kinds of bodies and backgrounds. So the next time you see comments like the one I responded to, they aren't just rude, they reinforce outdated, fatphobic, and elitist ideas that limit who feels welcome in ballet and the arts. If you love ballet or any form of dance, don't let these narrow-minded ideas about body size hold you back. Ballet is passion, expression, storytelling, and not fitting a certain mold. The ballet world is changing. It's becoming more diverse and inclusive every day. We need to celebrate that progress and be part of pushing it further. Ballet belongs to everyone, including me and including you. So I'm going to leave you with a few questions. 1, how can we as a community help challenge these outdated ideas about body image in ballet and beyond? If you are a dancer, what's one thing you wish more people understood about ballet in terms of body diversity? And also, lastly, how do you define what it means to be a ballerina beyond just appearance? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting and informative, and I hope you learned a little bit about not only ballet, but why ballet is so important in the modern cultural space. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked this type of video and want to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!